This is episode 21 with Vanessa Cast. Hi, my name is Leon Gabrielian, and this is the Thriving Life Club, the podcast for those who want to thrive in every area of life. Thanks for joining me today. Welcome to the club. Let's begin. Welcome back to the club, champion. Our today's guest is Vanessa Cast. She's a business mentor, and she's a very strong woman as far as I found out. And she's a true inspiration to thousands of women around the world who are mothers and also want to work from home in order to stay home with their children. She calls herself and her tribe of women moms in business. She teaches how to live according to your priorities, and she's going to talk from her own experience. Now, while still pregnant, she left her corporate job to start something new and started a business from home in order to stay home and spend more time with her soon-to-be-born son. Now, in this episode, she shares her personal experience as a mompreneur, a mother entrepreneur. She shares all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Welcome to the Thriving Life Club, Vanessa.
Thank you so much for having me here, Leon. I'm very happy. I appreciate it.
Vanessa, let's start with your childhood. Tell me a little bit about your childhood, your parents, where you grew up.
Well, I was born in Venezuela, and I have been living in Spain more than 12 years now. So English is my second language. I have two brothers. We are always been immigrants because my parents are from Spain. So they live in Venezuela, but we don't have family there. So, but I have a regular and happy childhood, like I think most of the people.
Mm-hmm. That's it? Anything about your childhood?
No,
Like the way you were brought up?
it was regular. That's the big deal. I think I was raised to follow the normal pattern, to study, have a career, to marry, and everything in order, everything regular in order. So I think that's the thing that really detonate what I'm doing. The way I was raised, I think really impact the way or the things that I'm doing now, because I always question the need to follow that pattern, that usual pattern that is to finish school, then have go to the college, and then I don't know, find some guy and marry and have children. That doesn't sound like something I would like to do. So I was seen like a rebel when I was a child, but I think now, from a past thinking, that it was my really beginning when I start questioning things and say what I have to go to college. I did go to college, but I abandoned it because I thought it was not necessary from the things I really wanted to do. So I tried to follow that pattern, and I just failed. At the beginning, I felt like a failure because it's like I'm not able to do this. I'm not capable to do this. But in fact, it was the first sign that I was meant to do something else, something bigger, that was just stopping me and taking my time. So that's what I told you, that I have a regular childhood. I think it happens to most of us that, well, parents love us. Of course, I love my parents and they want to do the best for me always. But there are so many things, so much thing else than the regular things you are. I don't know. I think you need to fly and figure for yourself what do you want in life. And you don't deserve for that to be seen like a sign, or a sign of weakness or failure, of course.
Right, right. And so now, Vanessa, you work from home. You have a child, and you and your husband work from home. And it's been 5 years since you decided to start on this path. What was life before 5 years ago? Like, did you have a corporate job? Tell me about what life felt like 5 years ago.
Yes. Well, I started my entrepreneur career when I was 19 years old. So I started my professional path being an entrepreneur. I was in college and I have to pay for my career. So I open a business. It was a computer retail store, a little one, but it gave me the opportunity to live, because I was alone. But that time in Venezuela, my parents were living here in Spain, so I have to eat and all that stuff. And I came up with that big little online store, and that was my beginning. Then I came to Spain and I started my corporate career. The day after I came here, I started working from a really well-known company. Is Hewlett Packard. So I start from there. I was like 22 years old or something, or less, 20 years or something kind. And I start working as a phone operator, a bilingual phone operator, and basic things. Then I start scaling and learning, studying. I start to specialize in storage and backup field. And then I end being a project manager. I had a really big team under me. It was a really successful career. In fact, when I leave it, there was like the most. I never thought I were able to reach that, because I didn't even have a college degree, but I was directing teams. So I it was really, really good times. But I I keep thinking I don't own my time. Then Alexander was born, and that thinking was stuck in my head, and I just could think about, oh my God, I don't have time. I have to leave it with other people that I don't even know, and he's just 3 months old, or something that kind of thoughts. And I really it doesn't feel right. So it didn't feel right. So I started thinking again about my entrepreneur career. It's weird, all those things. I think, because when you are in the corporate path, it's like you are comfortable there. It's really comfortable, but I don't, now from my perspective, is just like fiction, because you don't know how much time you are going to be there. You really don't own your time. For example, my colleagues used to tell me, oh, but we are really lucky, because we can decide at what time to start the day. For example, you can start from 8 to 10. Oh, that's awesome. And I remember thinking, that's a crap. That doesn't make sense. Then you reach your home at, I don't know, 8, 9 in the night. That's not, I can be happy about that. So it keeps going and going all those years. And I keep thinking, like, I just not comfortable being here. It's the same feeling I had when I was in college. The same thing. It was I can do something else, something greater. I can, I don't know, explore my potential. And here it's like I'm dying. That's what I was thinking. It doesn't was meant for me. Some people feels comfortable there. They need that secure feeling, but I really can live that way.
Right. It's an illusion of security, and you felt like you were dying in the corporate world, right?
Yes.
While your colleagues were coming up with not excuses but reasons that they liked corporate job or chose to stay in a corporate job. You didn't feel the same that your colleagues did. And in Spain, is the schedule different? You start at 8 a.m. and you finish work at 8 p.m. Is it because of there is a siesta, or how does it work?
No, it depends of the company, of course,
Hmm.
but usually I was, in fact, I was working at night most of the time because I have a 24-hour guard. If I was a project manager, but I have a team that works 24 hours a day. So if they had some problems in some client or anything, I had to be uh, wake up and reachable. So it depends of the jobs. Of course, you can compare a medical job with a engineer job. It depends, but here usually the jobs start at night at 9, but it depends. It depends. My husband, for example, he starts working at 10, but he can start working at 8 if he want.
So it was the IT job, and you decided to leave it. What was the reason you decided to leave and start your once again start your entrepreneur venture or something on the side?
The main reason was my son, Alexander. Almost 5 years ago, he was born, and it was like, I'm stupid. I'm here. I'm still here, stuck with my thoughts, and how I supposed to really take care of him in a realistic way. It's really difficult to be able to manage your time when you don't own your time. For me, the problem in corporate work is that you don't really own your time. And time is a really valuable asset for me because it's the most expensive, and it's something that it doesn't come back. So I don't want to be away when he start walking, or if he needs something, or if he's sick and someone see me like, oh, okay, you are going to stay at home today again because your son is sick. I really did not want to go through that. I think it was no, something that it was like like an epiphany, like saying, okay, that's my sign. I have to do it now. It's the best moment I can choose is now and now. And for the people that was around me, for example, my family, my parents, speaking about the things that we speak earlier about my childhood, they told me, you crazy, now is the worst time because you have to have some secure job. It was the opposite. And I keep thinking, oh my God, it's not the worst time. It's the best time. Now I have to be available for him. So I'm not going to be able to be available for him if I'm working all day. It's not, it doesn't have sense. It didn't have sense for me. So I decided that it was the best time, and it wasn't easy. I'm not going to say that, oh, everything is a bed of roses, because no, it's a really tough path. But I think now that I make the right decision. I mean, never in even in the best picture will be able to spend so many time like I do right now if I were still working in the corporate world with him. I mean, with him.
Right. So Vanessa, it seems like the path of this transitioning to working from home has had many challenges, not just the challenges you've had to face with relatives, but many other challenges.
Yes. Yes, I think the main fight for calling in a way it's like a fight is with yourself, because you tend to listen to the people that surround you. You know that they love you, so you start thinking, oh my god, I'm crazy, I don't know, I'm going to end in a bridge, I don't know. You start thinking crazy things because you question it. Everybody is telling you don't do it, and you are going to do it. It's like they must be seeing something that I'm not seeing. So you it's like you start having um some doubts. Yes, I was going to say fear, because it's fear, not doubts. You start to like feeling fear, like to be wrong. But then it's like a learning path. At the beginning, you struggle with these things. You doubt, it's normal. You have fear, it's normal. But then in the path, you start seeing like a learning process. So it's normal to have doubts, it's normal to have fear. It's the only way. You have to know your limits and know what you are capable of. So it's now a good thing. In the moment you feel it like it's the worst thing ever, but then you are able to see that that is the best thing that is going to happen to you ever, because it's the only way to grow. If you are in your comfort zone, inside your comfort zone, and you feel awesome and everything is pink and beautiful, you are not going to be able to grow. But once you get out of your comfort zone, you start seeing like, oh my god, I'm fear, I have doubts, but you start learning so much things about you. It's like a self knowing path. Is I think I have to be grateful for all that struggle, because it led me to the point I'm here.
So let's talk about right here, right now. Tell me a little bit about what life is like now. And does your husband also work from home with you? Does he support you?
Yes, he worked with me, but he also worked in another company. He worked in a really, really small company. He also like startups like me. So he's working there, but in the other time he's like working part-time. He helps me with all this project. I start doing it all by myself, but now I'm not able to do it all by myself, because we have so many things and people and everything that I need help. So he's now helping me, yes, but he's also working with a little company. He's like, I don't know, working all time. I really feel grateful also for him, because he's really a passionate person, and he supports me. I think it's really important. I define myself now like I'm a mom in business. It's usually called like mompreneur. There are so many words today for that, but I sometimes read about people that feels lonely and bad just because their inner circle, like can be your husband, even your child's, don't support you, and I know that hurts. I know that can lead you to fear and doubts, and it's really difficult to start something when you don't have your immediate support. The people that are really close to you supports you. So he's awesome in that way. I'm really blessed for that.
Right. That's a great thing to have. And currently, what kind of business do you run? What do you do from home to be able to stay home with Alex, your boy?
Yes, I have been doing consulting, business consulting, many years. In fact, I had a subscription box business. It was like monthly box when we send some soft skills. For example, one month was about leadership. The next time was about like public speaking. Um, well, all those soft skills. When I was doing that, I start getting in touch with people that ask me like, how are you doing this? How are you able to do it? And you are always smiling. You seems like a happy person. You are not like crazy. You have a child. You run your house. You even have time to go to the beach. I don't know. It sounded like a crazy thing for them. So I start like doing free consulting, business consulting, just trying to help them. I see it was, I don't know, starting a business. It was something so natural for me. I own a bakery in the past. I went through so many businesses that it was like natural. You have to start here and trying to do here, and they start having results. So I start thinking, why I cannot, I don't know, I have to monetize this. I have to go through this, because I'm able to help so many people to do it. And at the first time, it was like all entrepreneurs welcome here. But I start realizing that it's not the same to be a solopreneur, that to be a mompreneur, that to be anything. When you are a mom in business, you really don't have time. So you have to really start learning to value your time and how to manage things, how to manage your life. I start going that way, and it was like a natural thing. But now I have so many clients that I start thinking, like 3 or 5 months ago, I don't even remember. This is impossible because I'm just one person and I just cannot be with all of them. But I want to keep helping them. So how can I help them? And the thing that I was more but that, I don't know, get my attention, that usually they have the same questions: how to start, where to start, how to what to do, how to change, because it's a change. You can expect to be a successful people thinking like oxons. I don't know if this makes sense for you, but you cannot be a successful people thinking like a person who is not successful. You cannot be a successful entrepreneur thinking like you want security and you are afraid to do things. I think that 10 years ago, maybe I'm not a native English speaker. So I think I wouldn't be able to do the thing I'm doing today, like speaking with you and publish it in the internet, because now I'm secure of myself, and I think, what is the worst thing that that can happen? They're going to understand you. So you it's like you start losing all those fears in the in the path. And now I package all that knowledge regarding mindset, how to start, how to market things, how to approach to customers, everything. I'm packing it into a book that is going to be available in 1 month. And that's the way I hope I can keep helping people, because, well, I'm just a person, so I cannot manage to have, I don't know, 200 or 300 clients. Is not possible anymore. But I want to keep having the same quality and the same um, speech and the same way to help them, that is like a home way, because I'm anything but fancy. So I try to help them from a personal, regular person perspective, a person who has been walking through this path so many years. And I really face really bad and hard times. And I know you can feel alone, and I know all the information can really knock you out, because it's like, oh my God, this is too much for me. So I hope this new book can help them the way I'm helping them right now.
What is the book going to be called?
It's going to be called Business Ninja's Arsenal.
Awesome. And it's going to be available in a month, you
Yes,
said?
in a month. I have a count back clock in the website, so it's going to be available in 32 days from now.
Vanessa, you want to talk about the 4 C's? I've noticed that you have 4 C's of transformation on your website: the clarity, courage, combat, and consistency.
Yes. Well, I came up with this system because of, I really think that the main skill you have to master to have success in your business is your mindset. Because everything else, I mean, marketing, sales, website, even technical knowledge, you can find all those things in any place. But how to change and grow your mindset, and how to manage all those struggles is really the hardest part. So I think if you want to start somewhere, you have to start changing your mind and start learning how to manage the path, and how to be stronger than all that struggles you are going to face, because you are going to face struggles, and that's for sure. So clarity goes for it's like something in your current situation, it just doesn't feel right, and you know it, but you are not quite sure what it is. And you are like thinking of that all the time. You are trying to make a plan, you are trying to get clear of what you want. It's the same thing I faced when I was in corporate world, and the same thing I faced when I was in college. You start like feeling something is like missing, or you need something else, but you are not sure what it is. That so, but you have to start there, because you have to know what you want, at least the minimum, or or the minimum part, to start doing something. You have to start feeling that. So it's the first one, the clarity. Then you have to have the courage, because the time that you just say a word about that, or you start making your plan, you are going to start feeling fear, you are going to start feeling doubts. It's normal, because you are getting out of your comfort zone. So you have to learn how to manage all those feelings, and be more power, a person with more power. Just through the fear. I don't know if that makes sense, explain like this for you, but fear can make you be stronger. So you have to learn how to do it, and then when you start feeling comfortable, start uh, just starting being comfortable, because I think you are never 100% fearless. You are going to face through the way always challenges and failures or learning processes, that so you are going to have to learn how to manage all those doubts and fear all along the way. But when you start mastering, you can start taking action. That's the third C, that it goes for combat. And it's the place where you start taking action, and maybe baby steps, and you start like, I'm going to, I don't know, buy that name on internet. I'm going to start reviewing this. I'm going to start calling that person. I don't know, whatever. Is the C combat. C letter. Third C goes for combat. And then you have to be consistent, because is if you, I don't know, if you wake up like, now today I want to eat the world, I want to go for that, and tomorrow you are like, I'm not going to do nothing or anything, it doesn't work. You have to take these steps and all those actions and everything, day after day after day after day, even the days you are tired, even the days you are sad or with fear or anything, you have to keep pushing always.
Excellent. And Vanessa, for those who are mothers who have babies, and they, just like you once, have the desire to stay with their baby at home, and being able to have the ability to be able to have a business from home, or provide some kind of service or product from home in order to make money and stay
Mm-hmm.
at home. What are some of the things to avoid? What can you suggest them, the things to avoid in the process, because you are a natural entrepreneur? What if someone is a mom, and they are not a natural entrepreneur? What are some of the things they should avoid on this path of this transitioning from a job to working from home?
That's a really great question. I think you have to avoid to think or thinking that they are responsibilities. I mean, your family is your family. Is there? They are person that you loved, but is you have not to see them like a responsibility. You have to see them as some people that you love. Your work, the same thing. You have to remember that you decide to do it. You choose. You get to choose to do it. So you have. It's not good when you start seeing things like they were responsibilities in a bad way. So because it's really a heavy thing to carry with. I think that's the main thing to avoid. You, if you start thinking like, oh my god, this is too much, oh my god, babies, I don't know, I start with all this when Alexander was born, so I really have a really small crying baby with me. I remember locking myself in the room with a call conference, and he was crying outside, and I felt so heartbroken, because it was like, oh my god, I'm the worst mother ever. But then I started thinking, oh my god, it's just 30 minutes, he is in his crib, he's not going to die. You don't have to be so hard on yourself for everything. You don't have to think like you have to be a superwoman, because you already are a superwoman. You don't have to be perfect. So if you put more heavy things in your life, if you put it, it's not something that is going to help you. You have to start relaxing, of course, not avoiding your responsibilities. I'm not of course saying that, but you have to relax and don't be so hard on yourself with everything. Me, for example, as a woman, I think most of the women I know goes like this. You try to, I don't know, have a perfect meal. We don't have food. I don't even have to time to go to the market. I'm terrible. I don't even have time. You don't have to think like that. Yes, there's nothing in the fridge today, so let's order a pizza. No one is going to die. So I think that's the main thing you have to avoid when you have children, even more especially if they are really, really young, to sabotage yourself and to be hard on yourself. You have to, in fact, you have to love yourself. You are a superwoman. You are trying to change things, to change the world, to bring more money, to make more impact, or a greater impact in the world. So you are a superhuman. If you don't have eggs but you have breath in your kitchen, that's okay. And if he has to cry 10 seconds, you are not the worst mother ever just for that. You love him. I will kill for my son. He's the thing that I love the most in the world. So I get passionate about it when people think ask me about this kind of things. I think I could stay talking all day about these particular things, because it really is. It's a common factor that I really heard the most of the time, especially with women, but also with fathers, with men's. I have one client I remember. He was not a single parent, but he was staying at home, and his wife was working in corporate, and he felt the same. So we tend to think like, yes, mom in business, but there are also father in business who stay at home and their wives goes to corporate world. Also single fathers or single mothers that go solo with a child. So it's hard, but you has not doing it harder that it has to be.
It definitely sounds like you're very passionate about this because you probably been through it yourself, and you have personal experience.
Yes.
What else would you recommend those mothers in business, or mothers who want to be in business? What are other things that they should avoid, or you'd recommend them to do or not to do in order to avoid avoid some of the pains and struggles that you had to go through?
You don't have to waste your time. I mean, you have to value it. If you learn how to manage time well, your time, you are not going to feel so down or so crazy, like, oh, I have to do so much things. I have to go with Alexander is my son, to baseball, for example, and then I have to run and do whatever. No, if you really think about all the things you have to go through the day, and just ask you, is this really necessary, or can eliminate this task or this thing? Most of the times I think I can eliminate it. It's not important. I mean, I don't know, maybe seeing some person who really doesn't value, but you think you have to be with that person just because I don't know if they going to think that you don't like them or something weird we think sometimes. No, I don't want to be with that person, so I'm not going to spend my time, my time with them. So I really do this all days. I wake up really early, and the first time I do is to think what I'm going to do this day, that day, and I start erasing things. But just because I know I'm not able to do everything, so I just keep the important things, and the things that are going to impact more in my family in a positive way, in my business, in my life, the things that are more really important. And it's amazing how much garbage stuff goes out of my list. I invite you and all the listeners to try this, because it's crazy how much time we lose in pointless things through the day. Then the second thing I usually do is, okay, I have to do this. It's important, but can I automate it? If the answer is yes, then even if it gets me more time that day, I try to automate it. Maybe, I don't know, Amazon, for example, is very helpful regarding your all the things you have to buy for your fridge. So I try to program there. Is a little thing, but it them save me so many times, and I don't have to worry about that. I can use that time to do more productive, and I don't know, just to be with my son. If I cannot automate it, I try to delegate. I This is a thing that it really gets me a lot of time to master, to delegate, because we tend to think the only person that can do this is me. If I delegate it, it's going to be wrong, or they're going to do it poorly. I really surround myself from people that really is valid. So I always try to delegate them. Also with my family, my husband, for example, I don't think I have to do everything, because I also work. I'm in home. Yes, I working from home, but I'm working. So I the thing the fact I'm here is not related with the fact I have to tend the bed, I have to clean the dishes, because if I start doing all those stuff, I not going to be able to work. So I try to delegate it. If I have to contract someone, if I have to talk with him and split the task, I try to delegate. And if I can eliminate the task, and I cannot automate it or even delegate it, then I'll do it. And then I think, oh, can I do this now, or maybe it's good if I do it later. If I think I can do it later, I the next day I'm going to start thinking again, can I eliminate this task? Because probably it's not that important than I think earlier about that. So manage your time, value your time. You don't have to waste your time. Your work, your job is as important as your husband, your whatever job it is. So the fact that you are in home is not less, or it not makes you more or less valuable than they. So you have to value your time.
Being conscious of who we spend our time with, what we spend our time on, and also only spending our time on the essentials. Did you have to deal with competition? Like if a mom wants to have a business from home and they have an idea, but they see that there are so many people already doing something similar. Have you been there? How do you deal with competition if there is
there
competition?
always there is always competition. I mean, you have to worry about them, you have to know them, but you don't have to lose your your head about that, because there is going always to be competition. Is in fact it is great. So I try or to don't see competition like competition, because I'm Vanessa, no one else is Vanessa. No one else have going through the same things I am going through in my life, and my personality, my way to see life. They are competition, but we are not the same. It's impossible we are the same. It's like saying one restaurant is going to fail because there are another restaurant on thousand restaurants in the world, because all of them are different. So you have to learn about in which way you are different, in which way you can give them value, your clients give them value, and what differentiate you from the rest, because always there are thousands of business consultants, yes, but we are all different. We all have a different way to teach, a different way to love, a different way to everything. So you can partner them. For example, you are also in the growth field, but I don't feel you like my competition. If I can help you with something, I'm going to do it with all my heart, because I don't want I really want that everyone get to has success. Is We are more powerful if we help each other. So if you have to know them, yes, but just don't feel them like devil, because they aren't. You feel them like your partners. They can always, they can be your partners, even if you have the same business. You can find a way to work with them. Of course, you always have to be aware of what new things they are doing. If there are a new trend or something new, of course you have to be updated, and you have to always keep learning too. But you can just be their friend or their partner. I think it is a different way to see it.
That's a great point, Vanessa. Yes, and once you get to some level that is similar to theirs, you can also do joint ventures. You can work with them and work together and help each other through joint ventures.
Awesome. That's right. 100%.
So, as a mom in business, having a family, your husband and your 5-year-old son, he's 5-year old, isn't he?
It's almost five
Almost
years
five.
old. I have to keep remembering me that just don't talk to him about leadership. He's just four. I keep repeating that to myself, because I tend to get passionate about this, and as I told you earlier, my childhood it was a regular childhood. It's not bad. I have a really happy childhood, but I think that if I learn the things, or some of the things I know now, not by experience, just by seeing it or experiencing in my home or close to me, I think it was were going to be an advantage for me. So one of the quotes I put in my my website is that I wish I knew then what I knew now, back then what I knew now, but what I know now. But that's just because I think it's really important just not to teach them, okay, biology, mathematics, all those things are important, but also teach them how to manage their fears, and that they are important, and they are capable of everything that they dream about of. Some social skills, there are some soft skills that they are going to be really helpful if you teach them from, I don't know, he's four. I keep remember me that it's just for from the beginning. I mean, it's important. I think it's going to give them natural skills about that. They are going to learn hard stuff, and they're going to cry, and they're going to feel fear, because life sometimes is like that. It's not a bad thing. You get to grow through those things. But if you have more tools to manage them, I think it's more easy to see the value of those lessons earlier. I think, yes, I was an entrepreneur. I have been an entrepreneur since I have 19 years old, but now is a different entrepreneur than I was back then, because I sometimes think that back then I was just like a computer retailer, but now I'm able to understand the process. Sometimes the people are that don't think about these things, of the mindset and everything. Um, Tell me, rich people, for example, rich people, they are lucky, or maybe they won the lottery or something kind of. But now I think you are able to do, you are really able to do anything if you want to. But if you, only if you are able to master your mindset, is so important, that I think if I give him all those tools, from like now, I think he's going to have more tools to combat or take action in the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. What are some other ways you balance your life as a family, you as a mom, and you with your husband and your 4-year-old son? How do you keep everything balanced, or balance your business life and family life?
Yes, I'm a believer of mindfulness. I always try to live in the moment. If I'm working right now, I'm just thinking about my work. If I am with my son in the park, or in the beach, or whatever, I'm just thinking about them. I'm enjoying the moment. I'm just thinking about, oh, which ice cream do you want? I'm not thinking about, oh, I have to send 10 mails and I have to answer that girl. I always live or try to live. That's something I learn in the way, and I think it's really powerful. You have to enjoy the thing and be present in the thing that you are living in that moment. With my husband, I'm not thinking about, for example, Alexander, like, oh, I have to buy him a new pair of pants or something. No, I'm with my husband. We are talking or taking tea or drinking tea or something. So I think being present with you have so many important things to do is really important. But I think it is a really good tool for not got crazy in the way.
Right, right. To balance everything, it's important to
Yes.
stay in the moment as you do things. Stay in the moment as you go through different processes. I don't know if you've learned that yourself, or you just naturally equipped with that
No,
skill.
no, no. I at the In the beginning, I cry so much. I like I told you, when I was have for I at the beginning, I don't wanted to take him to the school when he was just 3 months old. So I was having him here in my home, but sometimes I was working by the phone, for example, and he was crying and it was like, okay, I need 10 seconds to answer this call, then I'm going to be with him. But now I have to answer this call, but that's what I get to do. At the in the first time, it was like I'm the worst mother ever. He's crying and I'm working. Oh my god, I can do this. It was like that. So I started learning how to practice mindfulness, and it was life changer for me. I stopped feeling guilty about things. I start valuing my time and separating things. You are not able to separate everything, because being an entrepreneur, when you are a mother, you have to mix all that responsibilities and all that time, but you also have to stipulate time for each thing. So I now do that, but at the beginning it was not something I have. In fact, I really cry a lot about that, and I don't care to say it. I felt like the worst mother ever, and I love him so much, and I felt like I was the worst mother ever. Then I realized that I am not. I wasn't the worst mother ever. I was fighting so hard to be an example and to build something greater than me, even greater than me, that really are be able to help people, and also being at home with him, and not just let him in a school when he was just a little baby. So I was like a superhuman in a good way, and I start thinking the way I told you. But at the beginning, it wasn't like this at all.
And I'm sure you're glad you went through all of those challenges, emotions to be here.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
see.
I'm so grateful for all the things I went through, all the bad and the good things, two of them, because I think I wouldn't be able to be the person I am now, to do what I'm doing now, if I just haven't to face all those struggles. I'm still facing struggles. It's not the same, because I now have more tools, more preparation, uh, more. I believe in myself more. I think that's important. I believe in myself more, so it's not the same, but I have plenty of struggles and problems and things that I have to resolve and everything. But it's not the same. Once you master your mindset, it's like you are invincible. You feel like that. It's not the same that you are not going to fail, because you you keep failing sometime, but you are able to turn all those fails in learnings and in positive things, to be more, even more stronger, and give more big steps. Is so powerful, really. Mindset is wow.
Vanessa, what is your definition of a thriving life?
I have only one word for thriving life. Is time. Time. I own my time. I'm able to do anything I want with my time. For me, that's the real success. for some people it's money, for some people, for other people can be anything. We all have different goals. For me it's time. So with my time I can do anything. I can help a lot of people. I can spend time with my family. I can go to the gym. I can do anything. So my definition for thriving life is time, having time and mastering your time.
Is there anything that comes to mind that would help mothers who are have children right now and who are looking to start a business from home or spend more time with their children and their husband and do something from home to be able to do that?
Well, I could tell them that you are not alone. Being at home is sometimes a lonely task, a lonely thing. You sometimes feel like no one understands you. I know it can be really frustrating, but you are not alone. There are so many mothers and fathers, as I told you, that are facing the same than you. So try to find them. At the beginning, I find so many Facebook groups for mothers that they were starting to in the business sector. So, and all of them feel the same, felt the same like me, like, oh my God, I'm here alone. I'm starting to talk with the dog. I think I'm crazy. And you have to keep remembering you that there are so many people facing the same things, that you can go and find them and talk to them and cry with them and have new ideas with them. I don't know, maybe you can find some partners or new ideas, fresh ideas. Just feeling like you are not alone by itself is an asset.
Yes, so Facebook groups is one way. There are also in the United States here, we have meetups.com, a website where different meetups based on different interests meet together and they talk about things. They do present to each other. They share experience.
Yes, that's awesome. Yes, yes. There are a couple of group here, meetups, and they are awesome. So yes, there are plenty of things you can do to find similar people to you, and just it's easier to go through this with other people. No, all by yourself, because it's a lonely way. The way to success is really a lonely way. So if you can be with another other people, it's going to be refreshing. You are going to start feeling like, oh, I'm not crazy. I'm not that crazy as I thought. So it's a good thing.
Right. Thinking I'm not the only one who
Yes.
thinks this way. There are other people who are on the same page, think the way I do, and willing to share their experiences, and I will share my experience with them. How can our listener get in touch with you? How can they contact you and start a conversation? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yes, well, I have a website. They can cut me through my website, which is www.vanessacast.com. And I also am in Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, everywhere, LinkedIn. You can find all those links in my website.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Vanessa, for joining us at the club today. We had a great time. Thank you for sharing your experience with our listeners and those mothers who have children or about to give birth that are concerned about, leaving to work and leaving their child at home or taking them to a daycare or a kindergarten, but they would really desire and like to stay with the child and have something at home. They could work from home, make money from home to be able to stay with their husband, stay with their child, most importantly, to be able to care for the baby.
Thank you so much for doing this and for having me here. I'm very happy.
And there we have it. Another amazing guest has visited our club. Make sure to subscribe to the Thriving Life Club podcast on your favorite app Simply go to thrivinglifeclub.com/ and the name of your favorite platform, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube. You get the point. You will find the show notes, the episode freebie, and the resources mentioned during the episode by navigating your browser to thrivinglifeclub.com/ and the number of this episode. For example, for the episode 3, you would go to thrivinglifeclub.com/ 3. For the episode 7, you would go to thrivinglifeclub.com/ 7. We want to make this podcast the #1 podcast on iTunes in its category. When you feel inspired, head over to iTunes and give us a quick review to keep the podcast commercial free and get it discovered by more people like you and families like yours. Rate and review the podcast on iTunes and share it with your friends. Let's inspire more people together. And until the next episode, just remember, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can, live a thriving life.